It is a red letter day for making it grow when the South Carolina Specialty Foods people come to see us. And today we're so happy that Suzy Ellison, who represents that division of the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, is here. Suzy, what all do y'all do?
Well, we have a very, very large membership of a lot of specialty food vendors. We have everything from ice cream to grits, teas, coffee, and the entire 4 regions of the state are very well represented with it.
And you've got a special guest today.
I do. I have Mr. Dave Mackey from Epworth Ice Cream.
Dave, thank you. And what's the story about Epworth and ice cream?
Well, thank you for having me. You know, Epworth Children's Home has been around since the 1890s, and it's a great facility in the heart of Columbia. It used to be about a 100-acre farm on its current location, and they raised just about everything, including dairy cattle. And in the Depression, the government gave them peanut butter as a nutrition source, a protein source, which of course all kids love. And somebody inventive on the staff decided to take some of that sweet fresh cream and make ice cream with the peanut butter. And so they've been making peanut butter ice cream since 80-some years now, which is fantastic stuff. And anybody that's ever had it will tell you that. And
so the children's apparently would be there turning the handle on Sundays making ice cream.
The children made it and served it on Sundays and holidays and special occasions and when guests came, and so it's a well-known special treat.
Epworth began as a place for children who didn't have families, but the need for care for children has changed, and so not only are some children residential staying there, but you're trying to keep families united and provide services.
It's a broader family service facility. They typically, last year I think they served about 275 to 300 people, but then that impact stretches out beyond to all the family members and people associated with them. So it really is a powerful institution, and of course the need for care for kids and families is unfortunately growing.
And that requires funding, and y'all decided that rather than just have a big dance or a party every year, you were going to try to do something sustainable, and this wonderful tradition of ice cream came back.
A group of people decided, hey, what if we created a business and generated profits over the years that were sustainable and larger and meaningful, and then it also gives visibility to the children's home. And that process started probably 4 years ago, but we brought it to fruition last year and launched last July. So we're just now celebrating our first anniversary in retail stores and in restaurants and facilities all over the state at this point. It's really going well.
And Suzy, this is exciting because this is a thing that people in the South certainly love, and kind of a new twist for us too, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's for a great cause.
It certainly is. Well, let's see what are some of the fun things we can do.
I thought, you know, rather than just the traditional chocolate syrup and whipped cream, I tried to come up with some ideas that were a little bit unusual and use South Carolina products in the process. And the first thing I've got here is little small ice cream sandwiches made with the darker ones are chocolate bourbon cookies from Grey Ghost. They're made from scratch. And
Suzy, one of your
Catherine
partners?
Frankstone, her outfit.
And the others are almond toffee with vanilla chocolate swirl and peanut butter cups, and they're fantastic. And I personally like the little size of them because you can eat 2. But some people want a much bigger one, and if you want to make it with a different kind of cookie, you can, well, at a time. And you can make them with whatever cookies you want. That's a very easy thing to make.
What are the flavors that you have?
We have peanut butter, the original, which is the favorite. We have chocolate vanilla swirl with peanut butter cups. We have a traditional vanilla bean, and we have caramel with chocolate candies in it. And they're all very rich, very, very, you know, good old-fashioned ice cream.
Well, let's start with what we've got here. We put this out a little bit earlier, and I think you're going to tell us which the ice creams these are, and then you're going to doctor them up a little bit.
I'll see what I can do to them. That's the vanilla chocolate swirl with peanut butter cups, and I've taken some caramel cookies from Crave that I bought at Crave right across the street from Epworth, and I just crumble those up and sprinkle them on the top as much as you like, and that gives you a texture, but it also gives you a fantastic flavor to add to that. And truthfully, you could put those caramel cookies on anything. If you really want to go crazy, you can take fine chocolate shavings and spread over that, and I use a real dark cocoa that I like a lot. And you can keep going from there. I've got other things. And again, if you want to finish with some chocolate syrup and whipped cream, you can do that too.
Gilding the lily.
Exactly.
All righty.
I've got vanilla here, which is one of the favorites among kids. And here I take South Carolina pecans and put those on. Those are fresh, right? I think
golden kernel at its best.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Right down in Cameron, South Carolina.
And then I've got something here that I had not known before. It's called hot honey that's spiced, and
Yes.
I'd never thought about putting honey on
Ooh,
ice
gosh.
cream. But if you take a South Carolina spiced honey and mix over top of that,
Oh, yum.
I've got some unusual drinks here that become desserts, and I'll have to admit that this one was not one I would have ever thought about, but a beer float. You know, we talked a little bit earlier about
All the new
root
rave,
beer
isn't it?
floats when you were kids, and beer floats were something that made me wonder, I don't know, and we got caramel ice cream, and we got together with Columbia Craft, and
On a
got
hot summer day, don't you think that would be wonderful, Susie?
Oh, I do. An interesting dessert.
Yes.
Maybe this would just be the full meal.
Well, it could be. We got a little a Doppelbock that has a little bit of caramel in it, actually. And when you
Ooh.
pour that over,
And this is a South Carolina beer.
this is a Columbia beer, exactly.
fun.
Keep going.
Ooh.
Don't be shy. There you go.
All
Now
right.
you can do a couple things. You can leave it like that and start to sip at it, and you'll get an interesting scent of the ice cream or the beer, and it changes. Or you can let that melt and stir it all up real good and turn
yum,
it
yum.
into essentially a milkshake.
How delightful.
And it is just out of this world. It's a fantastic dessert.
I can smell it. Doesn't it smell
I know,
wonderful?
it smells
Yeah,
great.
it really does. Okay.
And if you're lucky, you'll get to the bottom and you'll get a little piece of chocolate candy
What
that'll
fun.
top the whole thing off.
And what are we going to do with that
Surprise
last
at the
one?
end.
A surprise at the end. I'm going to take some vanilla ice cream on the other end and put that in a glass with some cold brew coffee concentrate, if I can get that to work, from Loveland. And that's a typically the cold brew coffee is mixed with boiling water, or the concentrate mixed with boiling water.
Oh,
or
this is going to be the
vanilla
perfect
or-
dilution
or
here, though.
milk
Yeah.
or almond milk, and you can have a glass of iced coffee. But we took it and put it in ice cream
Ooh.
at their suggestion, actually. And now it's a sort of a different kind of iced coffee. And you can do the same thing. You can just drink it, or you can begin to stir it up and turn it into a milkshake. We missed a little bit there. Yummy.
How fun. Well, I just think this is a really exciting addition to your line of wonderful products that the
sure is.
entrepreneurs and people in South Carolina are coming up with and that y'all are helping take to market. If people want to find out where this ice cream is available, is there a website or a place we can go?
There's a website, epworthicecream.org, and there's a list of retailers that we keep current on that. We're at about 46 or 47 locations now throughout the state. We're in the Low Country as of a few weeks ago. We're in 5 or 6 places upstate. We're over in Aiken. We're all around Columbia and Lexington, and it's
not bad
it's
for
really
a
going
year.
well. And now that we're in hot weather and summertime, we're seeing things even get better. So it's a lot of fun.
And Susie, I think if people want to know more about the wonderful other products that y'all have, maybe you've got something exciting to tell us about a new
I
website.
do. We have a brand new website. You can visit scsfa.org.
Okay, a wonderful part of the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, helping
And we
South
have a link. If
Carolinians.
you just go to the department's website, we have a link that'll take you right to it.
Super. Well, I want to thank you both for coming and sharing this wonderful new idea with us.
Thank you for having us, and it's good to see you.
Always
We
a pleasure.
appreciate it.